The District 6 Museum in Cape Town commemorates 58 years since the space was declared a white-only area under apartheid laws. For the last 30 years, the museum has documented and archived stories of people who were forcibly removed from the area. And as part of the national government's land restitution process, houses have been built, but families are yet to return home to District 6. Newzroom Afrika's Yazeed Kamaldien reports.
One former District 6 resident was 18 years old when her family was forcibly removed from the area under apartheid segregation laws. She's now 60 years old and says commemorating their forced removals helps with healing from the past.
It's important for us because we are waiting to return. I'm a claimant as well since 1998 and I'm still waiting to return. So with the museum and all the activities that we do, it's a process of healing because our tears are connected and the sweat, and it's connected to this land. And so when you walk past here and you see the barren land since all those years, so it's important for us to return and commemorate. Yes, as children we would run and play in all the streets. So now we are trying to put peace back. Which street is now? Because I asked my friend, where's Bruce Street? Where's Virginia Street? So we're trying to reconnect to this land. And as you can see, the original streets are still here. And we just saw remnants of the buildings of houses, you know, pieces of concrete. So the stones here, it means a lot to us, man. I mean, still crying in our heart.
The former resident says she has applied for a house as part of the government's land restitution process. But she's still waiting for news on when she will be able to return to the land where she once lived.
The process started in 1994. They've only completed 3 phases so far. So we're still waiting for phase 4 and 5. And I mean, it's been 30 years already. So when are we going to return? Are we ever going to see it? It's 2024. And we are 954 claimants still waiting to return, the validated claimants. Of course, there's still late claimants as well. And 60,000 people were removed from this land. And only 2,500 claimed. And they can't even resettle 2,500.
A local artist has documented stories of former residents and incorporated them into an art installation in District 6 as part of this year's commemoration. She says her work asks questions about how to rebuild the sense of community that was lost during the apartheid forced removals.
Since 2007, I've been working with ex-residents, claimants, etc., with the District 6 Museum to think about how we can use art as a method of healing, art as a vehicle towards social justice. So this exhibition is actually just an excuse for me to work much deeper and in a much directed way with claimants and with ex-residents, to use art as a very safe space in which we can discuss these hard things. So the ex-residents and current residents have been with me every step of the way from the time I proposed the project to them. I did that before I even proposed the project to Michaelis, just to figure out how we were going to do this, because if I speak about District 6, I'm one person. But when I have a group of 40 people working with me, the work becomes very different. So lots of the work that you see here today was either made by the group of people I work with, conceptualized or even curated, because they actually placed many things in the space so that it made sense to them. At the present moment, I'm a District 6 resident. I've been living here for 20 years, and I've always been brutally aware of the effects of forced removal, not only as a thing that happened in the past, but how it affects our psyche, our spatial planning, everything within a contemporary South Africa. But my interest is more in the future, because through restitution, it seems we have become far more of a divided community than we look at in forced removals. So we're looking at, as people come back, and all this land around us is going to be rebuilt. We currently only have 3 phases of people who have returned. But still, it's very difficult to build a community. So this exhibition sort of draws or brings the highlight to where do we go from here. When democracy came, we thought it's going to be a rainbow nation. It's going to be all, you know, red roses, etc. And we need to take that same attitude of District 6. It's not going to be the way it was. And if we don't come here with the purpose of rebuilding a community, it's not going to work. We're going to lose our entire District 6 legacy.
The District 6 Museum Director says their work is aimed at ensuring people do not forget nor repeat what happened in the past.
I think we are an important stakeholder. The museum is sort of almost a conduit where former residents come to. We run programs for former residents. We have employed some of them who do storytelling at the museum. We also a place of education. We want to remind future generations, and it's contained in history and English and life orientation in terms of subjects at school level. And we want to teach people this is what actually happened. We are in the business of memory. We are in the business of living memory. We are in the business of collecting all that trauma and documenting it, repackaging it and saying to people, this is what happened in the past.
For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Yazeed Kamaldien in Cape Town.